Welcome to our deep dive into the top 10 takeaways for addressing artificial intelligence in your 10K filings. Now, I know what you're thinking. AI and financial disclosures sounds about as thrilling as watching paint dry, right? Wrong. This stuff is important, folks. We're talking about the future of your business in a world increasingly reliant on algorithms. Think of your 10K as a yearly checkup for your company, one that Wall Street analysts read with the intensity of a hawk eyeing a field mouse. You need to show them you're on top of the big stuff, and AI, my friends, is a very big, rapidly evolving stuff. We're talking self-driving cars that can be confused by a strong gust of wind, algorithms that can predict your coffee order before you even think about it, and yes, even the potential for robots to rise up and demand we pay them in delicious, delicious oil. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the point. Over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack the essential elements you need to include in your 10K when it comes to AI. We'll cover everything from risk disclosure and transparency to the ethical considerations that will keep you up at night. Or at least they should if you're doing this whole responsible business thing right. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and let's dive into the fascinating, occasionally terrifying, and undeniably important world of AI and your 10K. First up, let's talk risk, because let's face it, with great algorithmic power comes, well, a significant amount of potential risk. This isn't some futuristic hypothetical. We're talking about real-world issues that can impact your bottom line. Are you relying on AI for critical operations? Good. But what happens if your algorithms go haywire? What if your AI system designed to predict customer behavior suddenly decides everyone wants a lifetime supply of mayonnaise? These are the kinds of questions that keep CEOs awake at night, pacing their bedrooms in their silk pajamas. And these, my friends, are the risks you need to be upfront about in your 10K. Don't bury the lead here. Investors need to know you've considered the potential downsides of your AI endeavors, from data breaches and algorithmic bias to the ever-present threat of robots demanding better dental plans. Next up, transparency. Look, we get it. AI can feel like a magic box even to those who claim to understand it. Data goes in, decisions come out, boom! But when it comes to your 10K, you can't just sprinkle in some magic AI dust and call it a day. Investors deserve to know how you're using AI, what data you're feeding it, and what kind of impact it's having on your business. I think of it like this. Imagine going to a restaurant and the menu just says, "Chef special, trust us, it's delicious." Would you eat that? Maybe if you're feeling adventurous or incredibly naive. But investors, they're a far more discerning bunch. They want to know what's in the metaphorical source, and they want to know it in plain English, not technical jargon that would make even a room full of MIT professors' heads spin. Now let's talk about who's actually in charge of this whole AI shebang. Because newsflash, letting an algorithm run wild without any supervision is a recipe for disaster. You need a clear governance structure in place, folks. This isn't just about having a couple of IT guys huddled in the basement, muttering about ones and zeros. We're talking about a dedicated team, armed with both technical expertise and a healthy dose of common sense, responsible for overseeing your AI initiatives. They need to establish clear guidelines, monitor performance, and be ready to step in if the algorithm starts acting up. Because the last thing you want is for your AI to go rogue and start investing your company's retirement fund in collectible Beanie Babies. Chapter 4. Data. Privacy and security. Your users aren't sharing data for kicks. Here's a fun fact. AI thrives on data. It's like the AI equivalent of a teenager going through a growth spurt. It just can't get enough. But here's the catch. That data better be collected ethically and stored securely. We're living in a world where data breaches are about as common as celebrity apologies, and the last thing you want is to be caught with your algorithmic pants down. So, how are you protecting user data? What measures are in place to prevent unauthorized access? These are questions your 10K needs to answer, and answer thoroughly. Because remember, when it comes to data privacy, the stakes are high. We're not just talking about a few angry emails here. We're talking lawsuits, reputational damage, and the potential for your company to become synonymous with data disaster. Chapter 5. Impact on employment and workforce. The robots aren't taking over all yet. let's address the elephant, or perhaps the robot, in the room: AI's impact on jobs. Now, we are not talking about some Terminator-esque scenario where robots rise up and enslave humanity, though let's be honest, it's a distinct possibility. But AI will undoubtedly change the employment landscape. So, be upfront about it. Are you automating tasks previously done by humans? What are you doing to reskill and upskill your workforce? Investors need to see that you're not just callously replacing employees with lines of code. Show them you're committed to creating a future where humans and AI can coexist, preferably without one enslaving the other. Chapter 6: Financial Performance. Show me the algorithmic money. All right, let's talk money, because ultimately, that's what makes the world go round, right? How is AI impacting your bottom line? Are you seeing increased efficiency, reduced costs, or perhaps even new revenue streams thanks to your algorithmic overlords? Don't be shy, brag a little. Quantify the financial impact of your AI initiatives whenever possible. Hard numbers speak louder than vague pronouncements about synergy and disruptive innovation. Show investors how AI is translating into tangible financial gains, because at the end of the day, a profitable 10K is a beautiful 10K, even if it was partially written by an algorithm. Chapter 7. Just because you can teach an algorithm to do something doesn't mean you should. Ethics matter, folks, even in the seemingly cold, hard world of finance. Are you using AI responsibly? Are you considering the potential biases baked into your algorithms? Remember, AI is only as good as the data it's trained on, and that data can reflect the best and, unfortunately, the worst of humanity. You need to be actively working to mitigate bias and ensure your AI systems are used for good, not for evil, because the last thing you want is for your company to become the poster child for algorithmic discrimination. Here's a newsflash: the world of AI is constantly evolving. What's cutting edge today might be as outdated as a fax machine tomorrow. That's why continuous monitoring and updating are crucial. Your 10K needs to demonstrate that you're not just resting on your algorithmic laurels. How are you staying ahead of the curve? How are you adapting to new challenges and opportunities in the AI landscape? Investors need to see that you're committed to keeping your AI systems up to date, secure, and, dare we say, even a little bit cutting edge. AI isn't a solo sport, folks. It requires collaboration. How are you engaging with external stakeholders? Are you working with industry groups, researchers, and even regulators? Transparency is great, but active collaboration takes it to the next level. It shows investors you're not just paying lip service to responsible AI. You're actively seeking out diverse perspectives and working to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone, not just your bottom line. Finally, let's gaze into our crystal ball and talk about the future. The AI landscape is constantly shifting, with new regulations popping up faster than weeds after a spring rain. What's your plan for navigating this ever-changing terrain? Investors want to see you're not just aware of the regulatory landscape, but actively anticipating future changes. Are you prepared for stricter data privacy laws? Are you ready to adapt to new ethical guidelines? Show investors you're not just along for the AI ride. You're firmly in the driver's seat, even if that seat occasionally feels like it's strapped to a rocket. So, there you have it, folks. The top 10 takeaways for addressing artificial intelligence in your 10K filings. It's a lot to digest, we know, but trust us, it's important. Remember, AI isn't just some futuristic fantasy. It's here, it's now, and it's impacting businesses of all shapes and sizes. By addressing these key areas in your 10K, you can demonstrate to investors that you're not just aware of the AI revolution. You're leading the charge responsibly and transparently. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights on the latest trends in AI and business. And remember, if you ever find yourself face-to-face with a sentient robot demanding equal pay, well, you're on your own.